All right, hello. Unit 2 review. What are you most confused with? This was imperialism and that whole unit, okay? Everything remembered what we studied, okay? So what I'm going to tell you on this one, whoever wrote that, go back and look at some of the notes, okay? This is a little bit broad for me to be able to answer specifically. However, hopefully I can explain what's going on right through here. Imperialism right here, interwar, we'll talk about later. Imperialism, what you need to know on imperialism. This is simply one country going to another country for resources, okay? So you're going to have like the British go to somewhere in order to get the resources from that place. Okay, the Russo-Japanese War, what you want to know about this one is you have the Japanese and the Russians both wanting Korea as a part of their sphere of influence. Okay, Russia borders Korea, as does Japan. Not really, because Japan's an island, but close enough. Okay, so the Russians are going to be there, the Japanese are going to be there. They're both going to be demanding that they get Korea. That both country will either let the Japanese have Korea or let the Russians have Korea. They're going to say no. They're going to say no. They're going to fight for this one right through here. The Japanese are going to ally with the British. Okay, it's going to be a naval battle because the Japanese are an island. So the Russians are sending their naval fleet. The British, their ally, block off the Suez Canal in Egypt. So the Russians have to go all the way around Africa. By this time, the Japanese knew they were coming. Quickly defeat them. As a result of this, it's going to be the first time in world history a European country loses to a Russian country. The Japanese now are seen as a world power, and the Russians are humiliated, which allows them to be easily defeated or seem like an easy target in World War I. Same thing right here, Anglo-Egyptian War. You've got protests going on in Egypt against Westerners. The British come in and say this is wrong. They arrest the leader of that. And then they take control of the country simply because they are more powerful than the Egyptians were at this time. It's called the Veiled Protectorate. It is technically controlled by the Ottoman Empire, but the British are pretty much the ones running the shots right through there. Roosevelt corollary is simply the Monroe Doctrine with guns. Monroe Doctrine states that the North and South America are closed to outside influence. So this is the American sphere of influence. Any European country or outside country has no right to be here. That's the Monroe Doctrine. The Roosevelt corollary says that exact same thing, except for if you come here, we will shoot you. We will fight you in this. Okay, World War I is a whole new unit. Don't worry about that one. The wars, I've already talked about those different things right through here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, this one we'll talk about later. Social Darwinism, King Leopold in Congo. Okay, social Darwinism comes from Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, okay? So that things are going to naturally change, okay? Survival of the fittest. So if you've got a horse with 2 legs and a horse with 4 legs, a 2-legged horse isn't going to run very well. Therefore, it's going to fall and not survive compared to the stronger companies are going to survive. So the stronger cultures will survive, the weaker cultures will not survive, okay? This is going to be used to justify imperialism, especially in places like Congo with King Leopold. So he's saying that the Belgians are stronger than the Congolese who are living there. Therefore, the Belgians are the one controlling the Congolese. King Leopold, what he's going to do is he's going to start exporting the resources from the Congo, primarily ivory. Then he's going to switch over to rubber. He's going to abuse the workers there heavily. If they don't meet their quota, he's going to chop off their hands or their child's hand or their wife's hand. Really kind of extreme and aggressive man. Like 10 million people were killed as a result of King Leopold. Not a very nice guy. The war stuff right here, Italian and German unification. What you need to understand with Italian-German unification is now instead of having 2 independent powers in Europe, the British and the French, now you've got 4, the British, the French, the German, and the Italian. This balance of power is going to cause things to shift, okay, kind of cause a little bit of tension in Europe, and this is going to lead into World War I, okay? These ones right here, I think I've already explained. If not, get a hold of me, I'll talk to you again. Same with this one. The Boxer Rebellion is what you have right here. You've got the young Chinese men who do not like this outside influence from the British and every other country coming in, and they're going to fight against this as a way of preserving what they view as traditional Chinese ways of life. Okay, so they're going to be doing kung fu and stuff in the street, which Westerners say looks like boxing, thus the name, the Boxer Rebellion. They're going to attack churches and missions primarily because these are the single largest institutions of Western culture inside of China. Ultimately, the rebellion is going to be shut down by all Western countries together, and that is the end of the Boxer Rebellion. That is all for now. Questions, anything, give them down below. Hope this helped. Good luck.